and welcome to my 2-month update. And baby Everest is joining me, of course, because she does everything with me. And if we're lucky, we're going to get some smiles. Are we going to get some smiles out of you for our video? Maybe. I find that whenever she's like really chatty and really smiley, as soon as I get out of camera, she like makes this like, I'm not performing for you face. Like I'm not some, machine. I will smile when I want to. I will smile when I want to, mommy. Anyway, so we're just past the 2-month mark, and it was a doozy. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely wasn't prepared, but like I said, no one can really prepare you for how intense it is. I have a whole new respect for single moms and for parents of multiple, single dads too, singles, people with multiples. Like I can't imagine having 2 of her, like, or 3 or 4 or whatever number more than 1. No, thank you. And a whole lot of respect for and sadness for parents who can't provide, who live in poverty and have to watch their children, go hungry or be sick with no possibility of doing what they need to get them better. So I feel very lucky to be in Canada where I've got amazing health care and to have my husband's help and my family nearby to help. Oh, are you Grumps? Are you Grumps? She's saying, Mommy, I'm Grumps. I'm Grumps. Some of the highlights of the first 2 months were the witching hours were the first thing that really took me by surprise. We'd have these times where, she was fed, her diaper was changed, she was, she had napped well, but she was just absolutely inconsolable. We're trying to put her to bed, and she is just wailing, and we're doing everything we can. And she'd fall asleep, and we'd be like, okay, it's over. And then she'd wake up and just be screaming. And you're thinking, oh my God, I can't comfort my own child. Like, what is wrong with me? Is something wrong with her? And you just like, it is a terrible feeling. You just feel totally powerless and like a complete failure because you've got this baby who's crying and you don't know what to do. And it was on nights like that I was really grateful to have Colin around because, I felt so, what's the word I'm looking for? I just felt like I wasn't enough. I needed him there for sure to just kind of hand her off, go cry in the bathroom for a bit. And it makes you think, like, what if we had another kid that needed our attention then, so it definitely is, puts a lot into perspective. She's working on a poo right now, so she's going to grunt a lot. I've got a poo, Mommy. I was in such a smiley mood, so we were going to do a video, and now I'm a grumps. You stand up? Sometimes she likes to stand. Who's that? Who's that girl? That's you, Everest. That's you, Everest. Do you have a big smile? Come on, give Mommy a smile. I don't smile for anyone, Mommy. I just smile when I want to, when I'm in a good mood. So that was the first one that was really a struggle. And the thing is, you'd learn something that would work, and then the next time you do it, it wouldn't work. So you're kind of constantly trying to figure out, okay, well, what's going to work this time? Then we had one incident where there was blood in her poo. So we had, when you see blood in a diaper, you're thinking like, oh my God, what is this? What's wrong? It was bright, bright red. And so we took her to an after hours clinic, and it turned out that she had just a little bit of a like tear in her rectum towards the end. So apparently bright red blood is actually a good sign, because it means whatever is wrong is towards the end and it's not up internal, because otherwise it would change color as it comes out. So it was only one diaper, and then the next day she had a whole bunch of poos without any blood, so that was great. But like in your head, you're at, like, I think the main thing that this has done to me is just turned me into such a vulnerable person. You know, like in life you want to kind of build up some toughness, because life can throw you some curveballs, but they just kind of knock that down wall, and they make you so vulnerable. And in your head you're thinking, oh my God, if anything ever happened to you, it would break me. Like, I have no ability to protect myself from this vulnerability. And you start thinking of everyone as a baby or a child. Like, you know, you hear about something happening on the news and you go, oh my God, what if that was Everest? And so it really starts, it really wears at you, because you think of, like, you know, she'll be sleeping and I should be sleeping, but rather than sleeping, I'm up next to her, worrying about, you know, what would I do if she came home and said someone was bullying her at school, or what would I do if the school called and told me that she was being a bully? And I think about everything I've done a lot, and I start thinking, like, what if she did some of the things that I did? You know, what if she, you know, well, I'm not going to say it because it's just too much, but I did a lot of things when I was younger that were really, you know, just intense. And if she did them, I don't know what I'd do, you know. So, and you want to call your mom and say, oh, a little yawn. You want to call your mom and say, you know, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mom, because that must have been really, really tough. Or like, I'm sorry that I didn't call more from university. And like, oh, you know, you just think about everything, because you think about her growing up and not wanting me around, and you're thinking, God, look at all the things that I'm doing for you, and this is just going to continue for so long. How could there ever be a time where you don't need me, you know? And that's the funny thing about the advice that you get. You get a ton of advice as a new parent, and a lot of it is like as if people think she shouldn't need me anymore. You know, this is what I did to get her to sleep through the night, or this is what I did, what you should do to get her to sleep in the swing more, or whatever. I'm okay with my 2-month-old baby needing me. And I mean like needing me, not like, oh, sometimes she needs me. Like, she needs me all the time, and that is okay. That's normal, you know? I didn't expect anything different. Yes, it's exhausting, but this is what I signed up for. Right, Goose? Right, Goose? I don't know where the nickname Goose came from, but I just started randomly calling her Goose. Right, Goose? Are you my Goose? Are you my silly, stinky Goose? I think you're a little bit tired right now, too. And what else? Oh, so she had thrush, but not in her mouth. She had it in her armpits. So I was like changing her one day, and I lifted her arm, and it was like all like really, really red and like angry skin. And so it turns out that she had like a little yeast infection, but like in her armpits. And like in the folds of her neck, like she's a long baby. She's long. Are you long? But she's not very chubs. but she does have these little rolls in her neck, and like all this like skin kind of breaks away, and milk falls into it and kind of gets crusty. So every day I'm constantly trying to like clean out all of the little folds on her, you know. But yeah, so the thrush I just got rid of by cleaning it out and drying it really well and putting some coconut oil on it. But if it had been any worse, I would have gone and gotten an antifungal from her doctor. She's growing really well. Breastfeeding has been going really well, which I'm super happy about. I've actually been pumping, and I saved up a lot, so I donated my frozen breast milk to a mother who unfortunately can't breastfeed, and so now she has now the liquid gold is being shared, which makes me so happy. And I still have a nice stash for us, just in case. Right, Goose? Come on, give them a smile. The smiles are the best. Give them a smile. Give them a smile, my Goose. You're so stoic right now. She says, I'll do what I want to do, Mommy. I'm the boss of you. And that's the biggest lesson, is they're the boss and you have no control. You can pretend you have control, but it's a total myth. You don't have any control over what they do. Right? Right, my Goose? You are the boss of me. I am the boss of you, Mommy. Her first, like, when she smiles, it just lights up. Like, every day is pretty hard, even a good day. I'll tell you about this one day I had where Colin, my husband, was out of town for 4 days, so it was just me and her. And the first 3 days were actually really good, and we had a great time, and I was like, okay, like, these are some of the best days we've had. You know, I missed Colin, but we were doing really well. And then the fourth day, we had my nephew's baptism, and after I had gotten dressed, she threw up all over my dress. And so I changed, and then I got her dressed, and then she pooed, and it exploded all over her outfit. So then I changed her, and then we got there, and it was right in the middle of her nap, so I wasn't even able to stay inside, really. We had to go outside and walk in her stroller so she would have her nap. And then she screamed the whole car ride home, just so inconsolable. And then when we got home, I was feeding her, and I had taken her nice outfit off. And so she was just in her diaper, and she had another poo explosion, just as I had ordered a pizza. So the doorbell rings for my pizza, and she's pooed, and there's poo all over my leg, poo all over my hands, poo all over the beige chair in our living room, poo all over her, and I answered the door with poo on me. And luckily the delivery guy was like, oh, I have 5 kids. I know exactly what's going on. Don't worry about it. But it was just like, by the time the day was over, I was like, okay, I'm done. Mommy's done. I have been thrown up on and pooed on a lot. Our first outing together, she was asleep in the car, and we went grocery shopping, and she woke up in the grocery store and started screaming. So I was rushing around the grocery store to try and get out of there. And then I realized she had pooed, so I went to open her diaper in the trunk. I was changing her in the trunk of my car, and as I was changing her diaper, she pooed, and it was like projectile, like it sprayed out and got all down my chest, and I was just like, I had nothing to clean it up, so I was driving home with poo on my chest. It was like, so it's been, it's been interesting. lots of bodily fluid, but it's honestly the best, and she is just so entertaining. Everything she does is just so funny to me, and watching her become more chatty and smiley is just so much fun. So that is my 2-month update. If you have any questions about anything, please put them in my comments and I'm happy to answer. And I am going to get this one on the boob and down for her first nap of the day. Wish me luck. Bye-bye. Say bye, Everest. You didn't give them one smile. You were so smiley. And then nope, no smiles. One smile? One smile? She's like, no, just give me the boob. I'm cranky. Okay, bye, guys.